Ms. Casabon, Mr. Loren, Mr. Richardson, Mr. Richard, Mr. Willie, Mr. Manila,
Here.
Mr. Matthews, Mr. Davis, Mr. Doherty, Mr. Drum,
2 days in a row here.
Mr. Randolph. Chairman, we have a quorum.
Thank you. At this time, we would ask that you silence all phones and electronic devices. If you wish to appeal any decision of the commission, appeals cards are to our right. If you wish to speak in front of the commission, we respectfully ask that you fill out a speaker's card. Each side will be provided 10 minutes in which for or in opposition of the case with a 5-minute rebuttal. And lastly, if you wish to discuss the case after we have voted, we would ask you leave the building and not just go back into the back foyer, as it will resonate back into the chamber. This time I would ask you to stand with an invocation by Commissioner Randolph and the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Loren.
Gracious Father, once again, we come to you to give you all the praise and all the glory. We thank you for all the blessings you bestowed in our lives. We thank you for this commission right now, Lord. We thank you for the citizens that we serve. And gracious Father, we thank you for our government, and help us to make the decision that's in the best interest for all. We thank you for Bill, who's back from his shoulder, and all others who have some issues or some health issues. We ask that you continue to bless. In all these blessings, we ask in your holy name. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. In our package, we have the minutes of the October 13th, 2015 meeting. Are there any questions? Commissioner Matthews?
Yeah, the October 13th, I believe, is the Planning Commission meeting,
You are correct.
okay? And should we have that on here?
No, actually,
That should be.
the agenda shows October 13th, but in reality, the minutes are the October 6th zoning meeting
Well, but we have the 13th, we have some of the things from the 13th
as well.
on here, the Planning Commission, because I was not at the October the 6th meeting.
Correct, so it should be planning commission, zoning commission.
No, that's from the Planning Commission where we,
We didn't start the planning commission until after the zoning commission was adjourned.
Was adjourned. If you recall, we had a continuation of
The
one.
meeting remained open. So this should say St. Tammany Parish Zoning Commission.
but this is the planning stuff.
No. No,
Yeah,
it's the
read it.
zoning stuff.
Read it.
What, yeah, Madam Secretary, please explain.
Okay,
Come on a recess from the October 6th zoning meeting.
okay.
So I was told that, can you hear me? Since we came out of recess at the planning meeting, to put the planning, what happened at the planning meeting first. And then behind that is the zoning meeting.
Okay, so this is the zoning minutes at the top that we had at the planning
At the planning
date.
meeting, yes.
Okay, so instead of the planning commission, this is the zoning commission. And, okay, I was there for that, but not for the other. So that-
Correct, this is the
They're
first one.
confusing,
You
okay?
are correct. So we'll amend that, and it should actually
Okay.
read St. Tammany Parish Zoning Commission, Tuesday, October 13, followed by the minutes of the meeting that was actually held the week prior. You are correct. So if you'll make that change.
Can you repeat that, please?
Where at the top, where it has meeting minutes for St. Tammany Parish Planning Commission, that should actually be Zoning Commission, and dated Tuesday, October 13. What that was the continuation of the October 6th meeting, which preceded the October 13 Planning Commission meeting. So that would be the only change, that would be titled Zoning Commission and not Planning Commission.
Okay.
So with that change, Commissioner Matthews?
No, I wasn't here, I'm not gonna make a motion.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Richard, a second by Commissioner Randolph to approve as amended. Any further questions? Please vote. Motion carries. Staff, are there any cases that you wish postponed? This is a public hearing, and as such, the public is invited to speak either for or against any of the cases that might come in front of us. Zoning change request cases. Applications for a proposed change of zoning district or amendments to the land use ordinance requiring review and recommendation of approval by the Zoning Commission before action by the Parish Council are as follows. 2015-15-ZC, existing zoning, A1 Suburban District, RO Rural Overlay, Manufactured Housing Overlay. Proposed zoning, A2 Suburban District, RO Rural Overlay, MHO Manufactured Housing Overlay. The parcel, 1 acre. The petitioner, Gerald L. Williams. The owner, Elma F. Williams. The parcel is located on the east side of North Factory Road, north of Arundel Road, being 84528, North Factory Road, Folsom, Ward 2, District 3. Staff?
The 2025 future land use plan calls for the area to be developed with residential and agricultural uses. Staff feels that there's no compelling reason to recommend approval, considering that the site is surrounded by large parcels of land zoned A1. At this time, staff would like to recommend denial of the request.
Thank you. Is the petitioner here? If you would, please come to the podium, state your name and address, and why you've asked for this.
My name is Gerald Williams. Address is 84528 North Factory Road.
And the reason, sir, that you wish for the proposed zoning change?
Pardon me?
Why you've requested?
Okay. My brother's getting ready to retire. He's 63. He lives in Slidell. He wants to sell his place. My mom and I want to donate him an acre so he could retire and build him a place.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak in favor of the zoning change? Is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition? Seeing none, I close it to the public. I bring it back to the commission. Commissioner Davis.
Mr. Williams? Can you come up to the podium, please? So you own the whole 10 acres out there
Yes.
currently? And you're living out there by yourself, or?
My mom,
Okay,
and
and one
I.
resident, and you're just basically trying to subdivide this so you can have a place to give to your brother?
Correct, yeah.
Is that what you're trying to do?
1 acre to my brother, right. My
make
blood
a-
brother is not somebody I know. This is my blood brother.
Right. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
A motion to approve by Commissioner Davis, a second by Commissioner Willie. Any further comments? Commissioner Randolph? Hearing none, we do have a motion to approve in a second. Please vote. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
2015-16-ZC, existing zoning, A1A Suburban District, proposed zoning, A1A Suburban District, and rural overlay. The parcel, .478 acres. The petitioner, Byron Green. The owner, Luann Ducray. The parcel is located on the north side of Snyder Road, west of Lake Road, being 27299 Snyder Road, Lacombe, Ward 7, District 7. Staff?
The 2025 future land use plan calls for the area to be developed with residential uses. Staff does not have any objection to the request, considering that the site is surrounded by undeveloped land. At this time, staff would like to recommend approval of the request for a rural overlay.
Thank you. Is the petitioner here? If you'd please come to the podium, state your name and address, and let us know why you've made the request.
My name is Byron Green. What you need, the address?
Yes, please.
27299 Snyder Road. Made a request based upon commercial kennels. You know, try to get something started for the taxes, for the parish, for the government. Try to recuperate with the taxes and for the storm recovery and things like that. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Is there anyone else who wishes to speak in favor of the zoning change? Anyone who wishes to speak in opposition? Seeing none, I close it to the public and I bring it back to the commission. Commissioner Davis.
Mr. Green? Yes, sir. Can you come up to the podium again, please? Do you own the property?
No, my mom.
Your mom owns it?
Yes, sir.
And why do you want a rural overlay?
Well, that's what they requested because it's a 10-dog kennel. That's what.
What kennel?
It's a 10-dog kennel. Kennels. It's 10 separate kennels. So they say anything over 5 dogs, they have to have a rule overlay.
Yes, please.
Please.
Yeah, he's operating a kennel on a property, and in order to be legal, then the rule overlay is required. Then, if the zoning is approved, then he will be able to apply to obtain his occupational license and meet the animal services requirements as well as the UDC requirements.
Now, I know there's a house out there, right?
Yes, sir.
Is the kennel in the house?
No, it's gonna be outside in the back.
How big is the kennel gonna be square footage?
Each one of them is 6 by 10 by 6. No, each kennel is 6 by 10 by 6.
So you're gonna have a 60 square foot, and how many of those you gonna have?
10.
600.
So you're gonna have a 600 square foot of total kennel size?
Yeah.
And how big's the house?
The house is, I guess, around about 1,200 square feet.
Okay, well, I was just looking because there is a requirement that you can't have maximum of 25% of the lot, but it looks like you're way under that.
All right.
So you're fine with that.
Okay. All right.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Davis to approve, a second by Commissioner Randolph. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Motion carries. 2015-17-ZC, existing zoning, A1 Suburban District, RO Rural Overlay, proposed zoning, A2 Suburban District, RO Rural Overlay, the parcel, 4.48 acres. Petitioner, council motion, September 3rd, 2015. The owner, Wade R. and Kathy B. Osterly. The location, parcel located on the south side of Victory Lane, west of Stafford Road, Ward 2 and 3, District 2. Staff?
The 2025 future land use plan calls for the area to be developed with residential and agricultural uses. Staff feels that there's no compelling reason to recommend approval, considering that the site is surrounded by large parcels of land zoned A1 suburban. At this time, staff recommend denial of the request.
Is the petitioner here? If you would, please come to the podium, state your name and address.
Kathy Osterly, 21068 Victory Lane, Covington.
And the reason you would like this zoning change?
If you look at the aerial, there's 2 residences on the property, and I reside in one, and my neighbors reside in the other one, and they wish to purchase the property in the back from me. So I was proposing to subdivide the property into a 1.48 acre piece and retain the 3 acres in the front for my personal residence. They've been there for 5 years, and they want to purchase the second residence that I have on my property.
Okay. Excuse me, is there anyone else who wishes to speak in favor of the zoning request? Is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition? Seeing none, I close it to the public and I bring it back to the commission. Commissioner Matthews.
Yes, I have a question. I'm looking at the aerial. The second residence, it looks like, is that a trailer,
Yes.
mobile home?
Yes.
Okay. And that's what they want to purchase and the property associated with that?
It'd be 1.48 acres.
Okay. And what are the buildings to the left of that mobile home?
Are you talking about the very, very back portion of the property?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like three.
That's storage containers. It's like 18-wheeler containers that my father-in-law stores his farm equipment on.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Excuse me, Commissioner Lauren?
question is, what would be the access to their property? Is there a
They
drive?
actually would have 100, and it meets the parish requirements of, sorry. They would have 157 feet, and I believe by the parish ordinance, it has to have 150-foot road frontage from Victory Lane.
So Victory,
Would you like to see a copy of the survey, which, showing what she's
this
proposing?
picture is not
Yes.
clear to me.
Yes.
Is,
Do you want a couple, or?
that's this road to come in here? Okay. Okay, that makes more sense than this.
I didn't have my surveys at the time that I submitted. Paperwork.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
This is what she's gonna sell. But she don't really need to rezone this. She don't have to. Or what is it right now? A1? You can say A1.
Okay.
That's why you ask him. How does it make sense?
Having two families living on this piece of property right now, is she out of compliance? With the zoning? A1?
No, it's almost there.
By doing this, we make sure she's in compliance. Okay, that's what I was.
Yeah. So we leave it A1A. Right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Commissioner Davis?
Yeah, a question for Helen. So it's going to be subdivided into 1.48 acre and also 3 acre, correct?
Correct.
And don't they both need a manufactured housing overlay?
But if I'm not mistaken,
Because I don't see that under the original.
yeah, there's no mobile home overlay there. I mean, they could do that at some other time.
Since there are two mobile homes.
They're grandfathered in.
The grandfather.
One's been there
doesn't-
since 97, and the other one's been there since the late 70s.
Okay, but they're both going to be lived in, right?
Correct.
Is there a reason not to give them a manufactured housing overlay now?
Well, because it was not advertised for that, then
Oh, okay, that's something you may want to, anyway, consider to be compliant. But I tell you what, you're on that 3 acre,
Yes, sir.
why don't we just zone that A1A?
That's fine. Minimum 3-acre parcel.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'll make a recommendation for that.
Okay.
With that change and
So your proposal is to approve with amended, making it A1A?
yes, the A1A for the 3 acres parcel and A1 for the 1.48 parcel.
With the
A2,
overlay.
excuse me.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Davis, a second by Commissioner Willie, as amended. Commissioner Matthews, no? Any further questions? So again, we do have a motion as amended and a second. Please vote. Motion carries. Excuse me, who was the second? The motion was made by Commissioner Davis, second by Commissioner Willie. Twenty 2015-18-ZC, existing zoning A2 Suburban District, NC4 Neighborhood Institutional District, RO Rural Overlay. Proposed zoning HC2 Highway Commercial District, RO Rural Overlay. Parcel 6.22 acres. Petitioner, council motion September 3rd, 2015. The owner, Betty R. Booth and Betty J. Booth Thibodeau. Parcels located on the west side of Louisiana Highway 25, north of MP Plocher Road, south of Lake Ramsey Road, Ward 3, District 3. Staff?
The 2025 future land use plan calls for the front of the parcel to be developed with commercial uses and the rear of the parcel is a planned district with residential uses. Staff feel that there's no compelling reason to increase the intensity of the zoning, considering that the site is surrounded by undeveloped land, Zone A2 Suburban. Note that the site was previously Zone C2 Highway Commercial before the comprehensive rezoning and is currently developed with a small grocery store. At this time, staff would like to recommend a denial of the request. However, we'd like to note here that if it's just to rezone the front to make it conform to the appropriate use, staff would not have any objection to the rezoning to HC2 commercial, but just for the front portion where the gas station and the convenience store was located.
And do you have, in that consideration, what the parcel size would be? You said just the front.
No, the information was provided by the council, and if you look on the survey, it shows 1.93 acre parcel. However, we did not have the legal description that was provided to us was for the 6.22, so we would have to obtain a legal description of 1.93 acre from the owner if you wish to go forward with that.
But your recommendation would be, if we wish to go forward, would be on the 1.93, and then
Yes.
you would get the survey.
Yes, I would get the legal description in the appropriate survey, yes.
Thank you. The legal description. Is the petitioner here? If you'd please come to the podium, state your name and address.
My name is Rudy Booth. I live at 75273 Highway 25, Covington.
And Mr. Booth, your reason for the request for the change?
Well, I got a store and everything on 25, and when he did the rezoning several years back, I kind of fell in that it got changed, you know, and every time we go to do something, we have problems, and I just wanted to get back to the HC2, so it's commercial. I didn't want the whole 6 point whatever acres. It's 1.93, I guess it is, and just that, and the rest residential. I live right behind the store. I have a house.
So is staff recommended to have that 1.92 acres rezoned to HC2 instead of the 6.22?
Yeah, see, this is what we want zone commercial right here. Everything else in the back is. Okay. I thought I sent them one, but I mean, I can get you one, that's no problem. I have a survey. Okay.
So again, Mr. Booth, what staff has made a recommendation is the 1.193 acres.
Yes, sir.
Where your store is sitting. Would you be amenable for us to take under consideration having that be HC2 and the rest remaining as it is?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak in favor of the zoning request? Anyone who wishes to speak in opposition? Hearing none, I would close it to the public and bring it back to the commission. Commissioner Willie?
Since petitioner's amended his request, I move for approval.
We have a motion by Commissioner Willie as amended, second by Commissioner Richardson. Commissioner Randolph?
Now, that is also, given that you'll provide the legal description and the survey?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Commissioner Matthews?
Well, I'm a little concerned that would pass this without a definite acreage description. Do we have enough, Helen, with this plat here, to accurately determine exactly where this acreage is?
Well, according to the gentleman here, he's stating that he has all the information in his possession, not this evening, but that he will be able to provide it to me.
But
I don't know if there was, maybe sometimes when, paperwork is being copied, and maybe a portion of it didn't get to us. So we had to advertise what we had and what was provided.
But him having the information, and I don't distrust you, but
Yes, sir.
we don't know whether you have the information or not. And we're being asked to rezone a piece of property, and we really need to have some specificity of what we're rezoning, not just 1.193 acres someplace.
Well, we have the drawing that we have the portion of the survey, and he said that he has the complete survey.
Is that sufficient to accurately plot where this piece of property is, in your
Well,
opinion?
once he provide the rest of the information, then we'll be able to complete the information and plot it officially.
I don't know, I mean, that's not the whole survey, that's just the front part. I don't know what happened to the other half of it,
But do you have the document itself that it's stamped by the
Yes.
by the surveyor?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So
I got a question.
I just not convinced that we can put this on a map right now. There's a gentleman in the back.
obviously, the survey was done by someone.
I may have a copy of that survey in my car, if you'll just let me go see if I can get it. I may have a copy of that survey.
If he does, I think that would help us a lot.
Commissioner Willie?
Helen, this chart here, is this, it shows 1.193 acres.
That's what we're looking at. It's just that it's a portion of a survey, and we couldn't find I don't know where the survey
But
itself
This is
is.
saying instead of 1.93, this is saying 1.193.
And that is correct.
Yeah.
I misstated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 1.193, Commissioner Richard.
Right, I knew it was like 1.2 acres.
Yes, yes.
That's
Commissioner
basically
Richard
just-
pointed that out.
The commercial stuff, I mean, right behind the store and everything.
Right, I'm
Okay.
real familiar, and that looks like that covers all that property.
Yes, you're right.
We
Yes.
cover enough. of that
But
property.
as you can see, it's
Yeah, I don't have a
not,
copy.
someone must have made just a copy of a portion of a survey. We just need the entire document.
Mr. Chairman,
Commission-
looking at this more closely now, it probably is sufficient. We can figure the point of beginning and all four sides of the property have angles and foot dimensions on it that we could probably use this to plot the parcel.
Okay. And we'll get further clarification from staff.
Yeah,
Fine.
just concerned we can't just,
Certainly.
rezone a piece of property someplace and think down the
Indiscriminate.
parish.
Commissioner Davis?
One question, Helen, At the bottom of the zoning staff report, it says the staff recommends, request for the A2
Yeah,
district.
it's a misprint. It's a
Okay,
misprint.
so you're actually making the recommendation to deny H2.
That's correct.
Does he have to have A2 for this front portion as, H?
No. The A2 is in the back, so.
Okay, does he have to have highway commercial 2 in the front for this 1.19 acres to be compliant, or maybe a less zoning, like, highway commercial 1?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe you can correct, are you trying to reopen the gas station?
Yeah,
Okay,
I sell.
that's the purpose.
I sell propane and other things there, and we're trying to get the gas pumps back up and everything.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have any further questions? If not, we have a motion by Commissioner Willie to approve as amended, a second by Commissioner Richardson. Please vote. Motion carries. 2015-19-ZC withdrawn. Is that correct, staff? Is there any old business to come before the commission? Any new business to come before the commission?
One piece of, I guess, old business.
Commissioner
At the planning
Matthews.
meeting, we should have copies of the rules for the Planning and Zoning Commission that will be handed out to all of us, so we can actually read and see what the new rules are as approved by the council.
Very good.
According to
Secretary, if
charter.
you would please make a note to have that brought before the Planning Commission, so we will have those. Comments? Motion to adjourn?